At exactly 12:07 p.m., Amber Walsh walked out of the school cafeteria. That was the last time anyone saw her. It was a Thursday, February 16th. Cold but clear. Amber Walsh, a 14-year-old freshman at Lakewood High, had just finished her lunch and told her friends she was going to grab a snack from the vending machines near the gym. The security cameras in the hallway, all three of them, weren't working that day. Maintenance said they'd gone offline the night before due to a system update. No one thought twice about it. Until Amber vanished. She never returned to class. Her phone started going straight to voicemail. Her Snap Map froze at school. And when her parents came to pick her up at 3:15, the staff realized no one had seen her for 3 hours. The school was put on lockdown. Classrooms were searched, bathrooms, storage closets, the gym, the library, even the staff lounge. Nothing. And then, at 4:22 p.m., one of the janitors noticed something strange. The vending machine near the gym had been unplugged. When he moved it to reconnect the power, he heard something clatter. Inside, her phone, wedged behind the snack tray. There was no blood, no struggle, no sign of forced entry or exit. But the fact that Amber's phone had been hidden there, not dropped, not lost, but stuffed behind the metal panel, changed everything. The school went from confused to terrified. Police arrived. K-9 units were brought in. Helicopters circled. But night fell, and Amber Walsh, who had never skipped class, never run away, never gotten into trouble, had simply vanished in the middle of the school day. And the worst part? The school didn't call 911 until 5:06 p.m. by the time the search officially started. Amber had already been gone for 5 hours. Asterisk, they searched everything: her locker, her social media, her friends' houses. But Amber Walsh had disappeared into thin air, and no one could explain how. In the days following Amber's disappearance, the town of Lakewood shifted into crisis mode. Flyers were stapled to every light pole, gas station, and bus stop. Amber's parents appeared on local news pleading for her return. The hashtag Find Amber Walsh began trending in nearby counties. But behind the scenes, detectives were growing frustrated. Amber's phone offered no leads. The last activity was a selfie she took in the cafeteria at 11:56 a.m. The photo was normal. She was smiling. In the background, her friends, mid-laughter, unaware that it would be the last picture ever taken of her. Her search history was clean. No signs of depression, no hidden chats, no secret online relationships. Police scoured her texts and deemed as nothing. Her Google Maps timeline ended abruptly at the school. They interviewed classmates, teachers, coaches. No one reported anything suspicious. No strangers. No cars parked oddly. Nothing out of place. And the cameras, all 3 hallway security cams, had been disabled due to a firmware patch. Investigators confirmed the system had been updated remotely the night before, but the login credentials? They were never recovered. Someone had accessed the system using a generic admin code and never logged out. The vending machine that held Amber's phone was fingerprinted. 2 clear prints, one belonging to Amber, the other belonging to a student who had died the previous year. That lead went nowhere. Soon the case stalled. Amber's name faded from headlines. Her friends returned to school, and even her family, after 6 months of dead ends, stopped doing interviews. But the detectives never closed the file, because one thing had never made sense. There were 0 witnesses. Not one student saw her walk down that hallway. Not one teacher passed her near the gym. And this was a school of 900 kids. Amber Walsh disappeared from a hallway full of people, without a single person seeing her leave. 8 months after Amber vanished, a gas station clerk across state. Lines reported something strange. A girl matching Amber's description. and a man who didn't want her talking. On October 28th, 247 miles from Lakewood, in the rural town of Carver Junction, a 24-hour gas station clerk called the sheriff's office. Her voice was shaky in the dispatch audio. I just saw that missing girl, the one from the news. She looked right at me. The girl had entered the store around 11 p.m. She didn't speak, didn't buy anything. She just stood near the back, by the fridge, staring at the bottled water, frozen, wide-eyed. Then a man walked in. He was older, late 40s, maybe 50, scruffy beard. He called out, "Let's go." She flinched, and when he grabbed her arm, she dropped the bottle. The clerk says she whispered, just loud enough to hear, "Please, tell them I'm not dead." They left. A beat-up gray pickup truck. No plates. By the time police reviewed the footage, they knew it was Amber Walsh. The facial recognition match was 97%. Her build, her gait, even the birthmark on her collarbone. It all matched, but the truck was gone. No plate, no trace. The footage was sent to the FBI. The man's image was run through every known database. No hits. He didn't match any offenders, fugitives, or missing persons. A ghost, but that wasn't the worst part. When investigators traced the surveillance footage from the gas station back several weeks, they noticed something horrifying. The same truck had been seen 6 times, always between 2 and 4 a.m., parking in the wooded lot behind the station. And each time, a figure the size of a child stepped out, but never came back. Police searched the forest behind the gas station. What they found confirmed every fear and opened a door to something far worse. On November 3rd, state troopers and FBI agents arrived in Carver Junction. They brought dogs, drones, and a forensic team. Their focus, the wooded lot behind the station, where the gray pickup had been seen parking overnight. It didn't take long. Just 60 yards from the tree line, buried under broken branches and a piece of rusted tin, they found a makeshift path, flattened grass, crushed leaves, and worn footprints, both large and small. The trail led to an abandoned hunting shack. The door was locked with a bike chain. Inside, no electricity, no windows. But what they found chilled even the most hardened officers. A stained mattress, with restraints drilled into the frame. Bucket filled with girls' hair ties and broken jewelry. A calendar with red X's marked on random dates. And on the far wall, hundreds of tally marks etched into the wood. 134 tallies. No names, no photographs. Just marks. In the corner was a small red notebook. Inside, names. Dozens of first names. Some with check marks, some crossed out, and one written 3 times in bold ink. Amber. DNA confirmed that she had been there, but so had others. At least 4 different blood types were found in the shack. 2 matched open missing person cases from nearby counties. Man in the truck was now believed to be a serial kidnapper. A predator who kept his victims hidden, moved them across state lines, and changed their names to erase their pasts. Amber had not been the first. She was just the one who almost got away. She had been missing for 276 days. And when they opened the door, Amber Walsh wasn't the only one down there. 3 weeks after the discovery of the shack, a tip came in. Anonymous, male voice, distorted audio. The caller said just one sentence. The basement, 2 miles north of the old sawmill. That? Was it? No name. No details. But agents traced the call to a payphone off Route 38. Nearby, they found an abandoned farmhouse, boarded windows, overgrown yard, no recent power usage. In the cellar, they found her. Amber Walsh was chained to a pipe, shivering but alive. Malnourished. covered in bruises, but conscious. She hadn't spoken to anyone in days. She told them she thought it was still April, it was December, she wasn't alone. Behind a false wall in the same basement, officers found another girl, 16, later identified as Kaylee Voss, missing for over a year from a different state. She hadn't seen sunlight in 7 months. She hadn't even known Amber's real name. The girls had been kept apart, told lies about who they were, what had happened to them, and why no one was coming. They were only allowed to speak once a week. In total darkness, through the pipes between their walls, Amber remembered the man's voice. She called him the Quiet One, said he wore gloves even when he slept, said he never showed his face, but they never found him. To this day, his identity remains unknown. The truck gone. The shack burned to the ground a week after. The raid, the calendar, the notebook, the other names, most remain unconnected. Amber lives under a different name now, in protective custody. Her story is a warning because she didn't escape by luck. She escaped because someone let her go, and that someone might still be out there. ***.